there was a discussion I had. There was another shooting that happened in California after the Sikh Temple of Wisconsin, and just more recently, in the last, I think it was 18 months. And Richard Martinez, who was the father of one of the children killed at the, I'm going to forget, the UC Santa Monica University. Was it Santa Monica? Santa Barbara, I apologize. Santa Monica and Santa Barbara are completely two different things. But I had to make a phone call to the father of the kid who did the shooting. And I had to ask him to be part of a press conference where we were all unveiling gun laws. And my addition to the gun law was a mandatory insurance policy that could be replicated by the private sector. So it need not go through anything government-oriented. That way we can get through on HIPAA, the insurance policies mandate it. People make money, insurance companies make money. They were really angry about Obamacare. So this was kind of giving them back. And I called this gentleman, and I asked him with full heart, please join us. We're going to have 7 survivors. We're going to unveil these things. And he was an Australian fellow, and he got on the news and he talked about America's thirst for blood. And we had a long discussion. We started talking about the thirst for blood in the West. And it's a dangerous one to talk about because everybody always asks me, they're always like, at what point can we stop? And then I ask them very simple questions like, I think we can stop when we divide the philosophies correctly and we get across to each other all the cultures and we become one unified family. Now what I mean by that is I ask simple questions like, if all of us were coming out of North Africa, Adam and Eve, we all have the same route. When you're traveling, do you go west to the sun during sunset, or do you go towards the sun during the sunrise? Which one is going to give you the more survivability? You go west, sunset hits, darkness hits, problems, it's difficult. So we see early on in history people going east. The gentleman who killed my father mistook us for Islam. My dad wore this great big turban and a long beard. Difficulty is, we don't even consider Islam Eastern. They have been asked to leave our country, and we gave them half of our land, which is Punjab. It sits under the Himalayas, the highest mountains in the planet. And we gave them half our land because they violated one basic law that predates all written law. And we've had written law forever. We have the oldest university in the world, Nalanda. We have so many philosophers and teachers. This one law is no God above another. All 3 of the cousins that spread west have each their own said, we have the one teacher. But not only is he the teacher, he is the God. On Easter, even Christ himself would have said, that is not the case. There is one creator, above all else, that we are all cut from, the light, the cloth, and it lives in our soul. And this soul is eternal, never stops. Hence the reason why in the East, we have multiple lives. But we don't have physical multiple lives. Don't be so childish. We have a soul that is eternal and it can traverse universes. So when you pass and when you come back, all in one brief moment, you could literally be in a different quadrant of this intergalactic highway that we have been observing forever. And why do I say we have been observing forever? When you look at the Eastern culture coming out of Africa, you see it going to India, the Himalayas, then to China, where they hit the biggest coast. And then you see it spread south, and you see it spread all the way to Australia, and then come over the Bering Strait to the new land, America. America is a beautiful spot for the East and the West to reunite. After so many difficult times explaining this, I'm always asked, why did that person kill your father? And it does not matter if it was just personal hate. He grew up in a culture that was intensely, intensely supremacist from all angles. And being the little brothers of diversity that we are, a lot of times supremacists bully, and they hurt and they harm. So when this happened, I was proud of our people when they turned the other cheek. They taught forgiveness. They taught how to even pray for that gentleman who had just murdered their own. And we constantly preached it, walked it, lived it for a long time. When I saw the play today, I had to cry. I think there was like 3 moments that were just intensely beautiful and esoteric, and they grabbed at the human values of life. And I couldn't believe, I purposely didn't read the script. They sent me the script, which was really nice. I couldn't believe when he said what he said about his son, that he was more hurt by the death of the son. But I understood and felt the truth in that. There is no numerical value on life, but he knew that it wasn't also his fault. It's hard to be a parent in modern times. And I thought the play did an amazing job. And is it James? James, if you're still around, here's one more round of applause to all the work you just did. I think we're going to start a discussion. I apologize for taking too long.